is one I made earlier.
The following program contains naughty bits. But before each naughty bit comes on the screen,
Welcome to my review for The Descent, directed by Neil Marshall, who gave us the awesome Dog Soldiers back in 2000 with the great Sean Pertwee and Liam Cunningham. This time round, his adventure embarks with a lot of lovely young ladies who like to spelunk in their spare time. Spelunking for the uninitiated is going into caves. And if I could be stuck in a cave with anybody else, it'll be these bunch of lovely ladies right here. I can't remember if I actually saw this film in the cinema back in the day. I don't think I did. Now, I don't know what might have put me off. Maybe I just thought, oh no, women stuck in a cave. I bet they're all going to be hyenas and being insufferable.
Saw someone! No, you heard something and you saw what you wanted to see. It's the dark. It plays tricks on people.
I can describe to you exactly what I saw.
What did you see?
A man. I saw a man.
But this film is far from that. In fact, the way this film begins is rather shocking. In the first 10 minutes, you see a tragic and very brutal death of two individuals. So a year later, after these tragic events, these ladies decide to overcome their fears and explore this uncharted cave, which, unbeknownst to them, is not actually on the map. Natalie Mendoza, who heads the group because she is kind of like the most athletic and proficient of the bunch of girls, takes them to this particular cave.
Where are we? It hasn't got a name. It's a new system. I wanted us all to discover it.
She knows nothing about it, and when they do descend into the dark abyss that is this crazy looking cave, there are certain red flags that are presenting themselves earlier on in the movie, like previous people who tried to explore the cave, died mysteriously. How did they die? Well, that isn't revealed just yet. But honestly, when I think the reason why I didn't watch this film back in 2005, it might have been the premise of maybe ladies in the cave as opposed to snakes on the plane. And was it a Pitch Black ripoff with Vin Diesel? Well, this film is nothing like that. Yes, Pitch Black obviously involved Vin Diesel leading a bunch of terrified people through caves, getting away from these krill-like creatures. But here, when you do see the reveal of the creature, it is pretty well done, because not only is it playing tricks on the female who first looks at this deformed shape of a man, but it's also questioning your sanity as the viewer. Did I really just see that, or is it just another hoi polloi by the director, Mr. Neil Marshall? So as the plot thickens, and boy does it thicken, things suddenly start to take a turn for the worse for a bunch of merry ladies. Their minds are going slightly crazy. Things are happening. They're making rash decisions they normally wouldn't make under such pressure. And Natalie Mendoza, who plays Juno Kaplan, I mean, I go back to her. There's a very specific reason why I do go back to Miss Mendoza. Is the catalyst of something that happens to one of her friends and then subsequently tries to cover up what actually took place. And it's, man, you know, this film, I always talk about the father and son dynamic. Here you've got the mother and daughter dynamic, which makes a lot of sense. And you do see reoccurrences throughout the film. It's a very afterlife, especially effect that they use, which I really do appreciate. And I will say Neil Marshall has cobbled together probably my second favorite film of his. I like Doomsday, but when I watched it again recently, and again, Doomsday from 2007 is a precursor to the coronavirus, because when you watch that film, it's like, oh no, what is going on here? It's like, it's honestly one of those kind of films. But the special effects are scary, the jump scares are there when they need to be, and the actual evil dwellers inside this cave are very well done. It's nothing spectacular, it's nothing that breaks the formula as such. So to my surprise, this film cost $3.5 million to make, and it shows. Neil Marshall really does, well, should I say, marshal the landscape in his film. He really knows how to make use of his actresses, what's offered to him in terms of special effects, and his special effects are very good. Jump scares galore when they need to be there, and you honestly do root for these bunch of ladies. Now, Natalie Mendoza was the big curiosity of this film for me, who plays Gino Kaplan, because during the course of this film, I'm sat there and I'm thinking, this could easily be an R-rated version of Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. In fact, why did nobody sit there and think to themselves, yeah, we had the Angelina Jolie incarnations, but if you wanted to resurrect the franchise there and then, Ms. Mendoza was your best candidate. She looks the part, she acts the part. There are things in this film that she does, and you're thinking to yourself, this is a Ms. Croft moment. Why didn't they cast her as Lara Croft? But Neil Marshall, I don't think the guy's a gamer, but unintentionally, he's given me my R-rated Lara Croft film, a Tomb Raider film, that I didn't expect to get. So the beauty of this film is, while it's a horror movie and it's about survival of the strongest female, you also get this gaming geeky aspect to it from yours truly, who's looking at it with a fresh pair of eyes. And I kind of like that. That's the beauty about going back to films like this. You see things in a new light. And speaking of which, this film has one of those endings that you think, this is awesome, and then suddenly, oh no, what are you doing? It really grabs your heartstrings, it tugs at them, and suddenly, yeah, you're just fooled. It's great. And I know the American version went with the happy ending, which I think is what we see in the UK version. And then we get a part 2, which makes no sense. I did watch it, and it kind of took away the essence of what the original intended ending of this film was meant to be. So I would say to you, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to watch a really good horror film that doesn't give you insufferable women like most movies do today. In fact, if they remade this film today, it'll be, we got to get a female director. We can't have a man telling us what to do. These bunch of base women obviously had no problem with Neil Marshall directing them, because at the end of the day, Neil Marshall is a seasoned, accomplished action film director who also knows how to tell a really great story. And boy, does he deliver in spades. It's a shame that he's not made such a good film like this, or Doomsday after Hellboy. Maybe he can come back and give us something really fantastic, but maybe I think his best days are behind him. And it's a really sad thing to say, because I'm a big fan of Neil Marshall. I absolutely love Dog Soldiers. I wish we could have had a cameo from Sean Pertwee in this movie as well, or maybe give him a third or secondary role. That would have been awesome.
Sarge! In the coffee! I'm in the party!
And it's definitely not an anti-man film either. If you're going into this thinking, oh no, does it hate the patriarchy? Nope, it doesn't. It definitely isn't. It's about the women surviving on their own. And yes, some feminists will probably watch this and say this is an anti-man movie, and quite rightly so from their point of view, but it's not. It's just about a bunch of rather attractive female cave dwellers who need to survive to stay alive. Do they stay alive? Do they survive? Well, you'd only have to watch out and find out for yourself, you naughty little cretins. So, my funky phantoms and my maidens of mayhem, did you enjoy this review today of The Descent from 2005? If so, leave a comment below, strike that subscribe button, and if I were you, and if you were me, you better catch me on the next video.